be. Can you hear me okay? Cool. So lucky to grab you all during the post-lunch lull. A quick show of hands, who here is a developer? Any developers? All right. Who here is on the investor side of things? Okay, we've got one person over there. So I will definitely kind of be around at the end of the presentation. Happy to kind of cater and tailor this presentation to you, any questions you might have. I am going to be talking about kind of the future of settlement, some of the problems that we currently see with settlement in the institutional world, and we'll talk about a product solution that we are building at BitGo. Time. So a little bit about BitGo to start off with. We are a trusted name in safe and scalable digital asset movement. A few fun facts. We have around 35% of all exchanges globally on our platform using our wallet and custody solutions. We process over 20% of all on-chain Bitcoin transactions, and we've got a very global presence, over 1,000 customers across kind of many different localities. A bit about kind of our journey. We started in 2013, and we're one of the first qualified custodians out in the market. And more recently, we launched our Prime offering. So really kind of thinking about liquidity solutions for trading platforms, lending and borrowing opportunities for institutions. And then this year, we launched staking and institutional DeFi access for those same set of customers. A quick overview of our different product areas: custody, Prime, portfolio, tax services, those staking DeFi services that I mentioned. Happy to go over any of these in more detail. So let's kind of start talking about settlement. So settlement is really just a transfer of funds, and in its simplest form could just be a one-directional transfer of funds from one party to another. And in the more complex sense, it could mean transfer of funds, but with validations for actions that have happened on a different platform. And so how does settlement, what does settlement look like today, and where do we see the future of settlement moving towards? So for that simple use case of a one-directional transfer of funds, kind of the challenges that we're seeing today with on-chain transfers are that it can be slow. It really just depends on the asset. It depends on the time of day. It depends on the network and the volume of transactions in that network and the congestion on that network. It can be expensive. Again, this depends on the asset that you're transferring on-chain. But it can be expensive per transaction. And if you're looking to settle frequently, let's say you're a high-frequency trading operation, you want to see these transactions on-chain for every trade, the fees really could get kind of exorbitant. And it can be operationally intensive. There might be a team out there that's manually performing validations, ensuring that the funds have arrived. A more kind of complex settlement system for institutions. Let's take kind of hedge funds, market makers that are deploying assets to a lot of different trading partners. They run into a lot of kind of pain points with settlement. The first is that they have to actually move their funds to wallets at exchanges. And this is potentially risky. We've all kind of seen news around a lot of the different hacks that have happened. These kind of institutions are also looking for some sort of validation before funds are moved for trades that are happening outside of, the system that they're potentially using to hold those funds. And in the TradFi world, there are established clearing houses, and in the crypto world, we don't quite have those sorts of institutions yet. And so this is really something that is a kind of a pain point for a lot of hedge funds that are doing that volume of trading that want to make sure that the right funds are being transferred. Again, capital efficiency. When you're transferring funds on-chain for settlement, those funds are locked up. And so, you really don't get a chance to trade on leverage or rebalance intraday. Your funds are locked up until that settlement period occurs. And then lastly, you've got whole teams that work at these institutions that are managing the transfer of funds. There's no real unified experience. There are a lot of manual processes and custom tooling that's being built, which is just operationally intensive, a lot of room for mistakes, manual errors. And so I want to talk to you about kind of what we're building here at BitGo, which is a settlement network. We want to provide developers with tools to build faster. We provide the infrastructure layer. We've got kind of the wallet technology. And we want to partner with these large crypto trading systems to launch and scale their trading services. So these trading partners, they can launch just much more quickly and leverage BitGo to custody assets to provide those settlement services on their behalf while kind of focusing on their bread and butter, which is really building that strong trading platform. So all of BitGo's custody customers, again, this could be customers from a variety of different backgrounds. It could be large market makers. It could be hedge funds that are doing high-frequency trading. It could be alternative asset holders that are tokenizing digital securities and custodying those digital securities with BitGo. They'll have a chance to deploy across any of our connected partners and really be able to trade in a scalable and secure way and kind of have a qualified custodian like BitGo handle custody and in settlement. For exchanges, as a trading partner to BitGo, they have the ability to tap into BitGo's client base. And so, 800 plus, 1,000 plus institutional clients at BitGo can easily now deploy assets to an exchange and start to provide liquidity immediately. And this kind of leads to additional revenue. The more trading that happens on a partner's platform, more revenue they're starting to see. And then they're also able to kind of stay ahead of regulatory guidelines. Instead of being reactive, they're able to be proactive. And there's been a lot of guidance around separating custody and trading at exchanges specifically. For other types of trading partners, say brokers, alternative trading services that are digitizing securities, again, the core kind of value prop here is they get to move much more quickly to market for their trading solution. They don't have to build out kind of the custody infrastructure that BitGo has spent years building and perfecting and getting to scale. And they get to focus really on just their core product, which could be trading platform, which could be issuing and tokenizing securities. And their clients get a chance to leverage our entire product suite from not just custody and settlement, but also staking, DeFi, and really the wide range of services that we offer. So what does this look like? What does this actually mean for clients? How do they onboard? So a quick walkthrough of our flow of funds. Clients, they would onboard onto BitGo. They would onboard onto a trading partner. And when they onboard and deposit funds to BitGo, we hold those funds in cold storage. And clients can then allocate these funds to a trading partner. On the BitGo side, we lock those funds. We ensure that they're not, double spended or spendable. and we publish balances out to trading partners that they can then start to read. The actual trading happens outside of BitGo. It'll happen on our partner's trading platform, and BitGo custodies assets throughout this entire period. And at the time of settlement, and again, we have the ability to perform settlement on very kind of granular cadences. It'll just depend on what our partner is able to do there. But at the time of settlement, we'll receive instructions from the partner based on trades that have occurred on their platform. We'll perform a series of validations on our side to ensure that balances match up and that we're actually transferring the right amount of funds. And the actual settlement process is going to be fairly straightforward. It's a off-chain, ledger-based movement of funds. It's instantaneous, it's quick, and clients will have access to their funds immediately post-settlement. So a bit more detail into how that works. Let's say a client, they've sold 1,000 BTC for 40 million at a trading partner. At the time of settlement, at a minimum, this could be once a day. This could also be as frequent as hourly or even in shorter time frames. We will get settlement instructions from the partner on the trades that have occurred, and we will then review and validate that those instructions are correct based on additional data that we might have. And we can then actually move those funds. So the client's funds would move into the counterparty's account, and the counterparty's leg of those funds would move into the client's account. This is just an atomic swap, off-chain, ledger-based, and clients then have the ability to move those funds, rebalance, because they're constantly rebalancing throughout the day, or withdraw for other purposes from their BitGo wallets. And so what we're kind of, really proposing here for clients is instantaneous settlement, off-chain, secure settlement, all from a cold wallet, and also automated settlement. As a client, there's not a whole lot for you to do. You can kind of trust that BitGo is receiving the right instructions, is validating those instructions before kind of moving those funds. I think that's it. I will be in the back for questions, and thank you all.